Sometimes you just can't get a piece going, can you? Maybe there's just too many things you could be doing, or maybe all of the different decisions you need to make to just get started with your art is making you freeze up. Well, if that's the case, I have a full 10 art prompts for you to help you just to get into your art flow today. So grab your stuff and let's art together. I'm in my junk journal for mine and I'm gonna add in some colour. I picked 2 colours that I know will work well together. I'm also gonna add in a little bit of white as well. Of course, you can interpret the prompts in any way you like. I really encourage you to do that. Don't feel that you have to do the same as me at all. This is your time to explore your art, experiment, just follow the prompts in the way that just appeals to you and makes you happy. The idea is that they get you into a flow and hopefully help you to cut down on any overthinking that you're going through at the moment. Being creative is an amazing big rainbow coloured cloud of possibilities, but sometimes we just need to give it a helping hand and, put a little bit of focus in there, a little bit of structure. I know you kind of think that creativity and structure don't go together, but they actually really do, and it really helps. So I hope that these prompts work for you. So I've changed up my colour and I'm going to put down a few different brush marks here and just play and see what kind of marks come out of it. There are lots of different ways you can use prompts to help you with your work. Find the way that kind of connects to you. You can use storytelling prompts, emotional prompts, memories, feeling-driven prompts, all sorts of different ways. But I quite like these technical prompts. These are much more about the sort of intricacies of just doing the art. I think they can work quite well as a way of taking your mind out of trying to forward think the process and try to get you to work more intuitively and more organically and just keep you in the moment, which is something I've been trying to do more of. I'm not very good at being in the moment, so I've been putting these exercises together to kind of practice it and maybe let some stuff kind of wash over me. So if it helps you as well, that's absolutely fantastic. For prompt number 3, draw something. I'm not really sure what I want to draw, and usually my go-to for these types of occasions will be floral. So yeah, that's kind of what happened here. I've gone with a pencil, just an ordinary pencil, and it's a soft pencil. It's probably a 4, 6 or 8. I'm not sure exactly which one of these it is. You might catch it as we're working through. But yeah, it's quite a soft pencil. I really like these kind of graphite looks on pages at the moment. It's another phase that I seem to be going through. So draw whatever's appealing to you today, and you can draw it in whatever style you want to. Now take a look at your page and decide whether you've got mostly hots or mostly colds. So if you remember, hots are things like reds, yellows, oranges. Colds are things like blues and greens. And pick the opposite to what you feel is the majority colour family on your page, just to add some contrast. So I've got a lot of cold colours here. There's a little bit of hot in there too, so I have got some yellow as well as the green and blue, but overall I'm kind of getting the feeling that it just feels like there's more colds than hots. I think it's the blue brush marks that kind of tip it over into cold for me. So what I'm going to do is pick out some hot colours, and I'm going to go with pinks and yellows here. just adding them randomly around some of the elements already here and over some of the elements too. I'm not looking for complete coverage on mine. All really depends on how much of the previous layer you want to show through and how you want that drawing that you put on there. Do you want it to pop out, or do you want to maybe cover some of it up so it just becomes texture? Collage time. So adding some old book pages here, and I will stick them down with some matte medium. This is a great place for pattern papers, leftover pieces from previous projects, bits of ephemera that you've got, maybe some of my downloads from my Patreon. All sorts of things could go down here. So got another choice prompt, and take a good look at your piece for this one and decide if you want to add more brightness or if you want to make it a little bit darker. Again, it's looking for contrasts, so decide what would be the best contrast for you. I'm going to go for primary magenta, and this is dark compared to the colours that are already down here, but it's also quite bright and vibrant as well. I'm using paint, but you don't have to use paint. You could carry on with your collage if you liked. I enjoyed doing that prompt so much that I'm going to do the prompt again, but this time swap it around. So last time I went dark, this time I'm going to go light. And as I work through this, I'm starting to see that I am not covering up my pencil drawing. I keep adding my new layers and adding them around the pencil drawings, so I think those pencil drawings are here to stay. It's funny, as one of the ideas that did sort of spring into mind as I was working through this was that the pencil would just become texture, would sort of go into the background a little bit, but no, that's not happening. So how's your drawing layer going? Can you still see it? Is it partly covered up? Is it still very much in the frame and very much there? You can always decide whether you want to reinstate it as well, so you know there's no problem in going back over some of those lines if you want to bring them back out again. Right, time for another prompt. This one, are there areas that you think could do with some texture? I felt that the bit on the left of the flower was just a little bare. Now I've decided that the flower is kind of going to stay there. I just feel that I need to add something on that side, on the left hand side. So I wrote a quick sentence in pencil. You probably can't really read it as it is a bit scribbly. This is not actually my full on scribble writing. It does actually say something. And it says, take the time to watch the flowers grow and enjoy the moment. But I'm not really worried about exactly what it says. It's really more there just for texture. So I'm going to add some pen work to my flower with a paint pen. So I just want to bring that out a little bit more. You could use this prompt in a different way. You could add in some more pattern with it, or you could work around your flower instead. So have a look and see how it fits with your project. My line work here is a little bit straggly than I wanted it to be, but it's partly to do with the fact that the pen wasn't flowing in places and I ended up having to go backwards and forwards over lines to get them to stand out. And then in the end I just sort of leant into that scribbled look. And I still think that this needs some more texture for mine. So I am going to just add in a little bit of patterning around the flower just to pop it out a little bit more and connect it to the background so that the pen work didn't look so on its own on this piece. So take time to have a look at your piece and see if this is another prompt that you can add in, but you can always skip prompts as well, so don't worry too much about it. I would love to see where these prompts have taken you today, so do share by tagging me in on Instagram. That's the quickest way to get my attention. And if you're a patron, then add your work to the community board on the browser version of Patreon. I would absolutely love to see it. So I can't wait to see your art flow and have fun with it. And thanks for arting with me today. Catch you again soon. Bye.